whether it be a painting, music, or even a video. Art is everywhere. How is it everywhere, you ask? Well, art can be anything. A song you hear on the radio, an advertisement at a convenience store, anything that you create is art. Anyone can be an artist. Have you ever stopped to think about art? What is art to you? What is art to other people? Is art important? The answer to these questions? Well, they start with you.
Hi, my name is
Julianne Palia.
all day.
Mariah Naomi.
My name is Kyla.
Joe Mitchell.
Mireya Reyes.
Catherine Garcia.
Noemi Covarrubias.
And I'm going to be answering a few questions on the topic of art.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and you can answer them for us, please.
So, do I think art is interesting?
Considering I am pursuing a career in graphic design, yes, I'm an artist, so I think it would be weird if I didn't find art interesting.
It comes in all shapes and sizes and forms, something that is constantly evolving and changing and can be whatever you want it to be and expressed however you want it expressed.
So I do think art is interesting, and not just because it has meaning for everyone, but it also reflects the time period. That's what I like the most about art, that it reflects what's happening in that artist's time.
What do you think about when you think of art?
For me personally, first thing that comes to mind is music. I love to sing and write. I think of hair because that's the way I like to express myself, an outlet of emotion and feelings, and I love it.
I think of expression and creation, creating things that represent what's inside.
I usually think about video games, the art style of them, the TV shows I watch, like anime, how they're directed and styled, and the animation.
Emotions and different colors and stuff, how it makes you feel. I love music, so music has different types of colors and emotions that you could feel, like you can have high energy and sadness, sorrow, and anger through music.
When I think of art, I think of Baroque statues because they're just so magnificent.
Food, architecture, clothes.
I think of all the forms of art: dance, painting, cosmetology, video editing, photography, writing, just like all the sorts of art.
Should schools fund art programs?
Art helps students expand as people. Yeah, you can learn the core and maybe get by, but I think art classes like band and theater arts and art in general, it gives them more to think about.
I think schools should fund art. It gives everybody a sense of individualism.
Some schools' art program and music programs are going to be better than their sports programs, so depending on their situation is how they should fund it.
I definitely believe that schools should put more effort and more funds into art programs, because I think they need to consider that not everybody is interested in being an athlete and going into the science or the math or even the English field. You know, there are kids who are interested in the arts, and I think it's discrediting them, invalidating whatever it is that they may want to do. So I think that by funding them, it sort of shows them that they do really care about whatever career path they would like to make in the future.
If schools wouldn't fund art programs, we wouldn't have children putting their thoughts into music or into dances. Art gives these children the opportunity also to get a better education and also go out into the field of art and make some money.
I think schools should definitely fund art programs. I mean, it'll help the kids learn in a different way, and it'll get their mind off the basic math and reading that they do every day.
I definitely think that schools should be funding art programs. A lot of times when schools make budget cuts, art programs are the first to go. Personally, I think that art is just as important as academics and sports. It needs to be a required part of the curriculum to at least expose people to it and different types that are out there.
It brings out the creative side in students.
My mom was actually an art teacher as I grew up. You know, it's not just about, okay, I learned how to draw like this or paint like that. It's, like I said, an outlet to get out a lot of feelings and ideas in a positive way.
Do you think being an artist is a smart career choice?
I think being an artist is a smart career choice. It might not be for everyone. A lot of people might look down on you for that choice. It can be difficult to make a career out of art, but I think that if you're passionate, you work towards it, you can get really good at it, and people can see that you're passionate about it, and you know that what you created comes from your heart, and I think people would be really into that.
Well, I think art would be more like a hobby, but I guess it could bloom into a career.
If you have that strong passion for it, and if you believe in yourself, it also helps if you can see yourself like in the future being successful doing art as a career.
Art is very competitive. You have to have your signature, I think. You have to be original. Why is art important?
It allows people to express themselves in a unique way, a way that they want to be expressed.
Art is important because there's art on clothing, there's logos for stores and restaurants.
I feel like I can't just say why it's important by just saying like one thing, because there are so many reasons why it's important. Add that.
I think art is important. Obviously, it's major. It lets people express themselves. It can speak to the individual themselves, and it can also help the people around them.
I think a lot of people don't think that art is important, but if you mention how music and movies and everything like that is technically art, then yeah, I mean, it's pretty important.
People are allowed to do what they like. They can paint whatever they want without people telling them, no, you can't do that.
How has art impacted you? Throughout my life, I've experimented with many forms of art. I've been in theater, I've done music, which is my main medium.
I just love it so much. I would be dull without it. I wouldn't be as joyful or be able to express myself.
If I hadn't had art with me through my life's journey so far, honestly, I don't know that I would be here. I've gone through some emotional battles. Just having that outlet by my side to write or draw or play with makeup or whatever it was just would refresh me and help relieve the feelings.
A lot of musicians have gotten me through some really hard times, and the reason I ever had the strength to get through that is because of art.
Art has impacted me in so many ways. I don't want to come off as like pretentious or anything like that, but it definitely, I don't know, I don't think life would be worth living without art. I think it would be duller and just boring, really.
Art has impacted me tremendously because of the kind of music I listen to and because I know how to play certain instruments.
Do you think art plays a role in our daily lives?
Yeah! Like, what example would be propaganda? Like Rosie the Riveter, that's technically art. That was used to get women to like buckle down and like take on more roles than what they're used to.
For sure, one thing everybody does when they get into their car is play their music, and that's a big form of art. It's a major form of art. That's one way it plays a role in our daily lives.
Absolutely. We see art everywhere. Most of us see it on a daily basis. I would probably even go as far as to say that all of us see it on a daily basis. You can't escape the ads in newspapers. You can't escape music. It's everywhere.
14. What would the world be like without art? That's a tough question.
The world wouldn't be where it is today without art. Art makes the world the way it is. People and their creativity just make this world look so much better.
Boring, because there's nothing, because art is color and everything.
Band, I think we would all be the same. I don't think anybody would think.
It would be pretty dim, not being able to see the different things everyone looks at, the different aspects. It would just be kind of boring.
I feel like that's something that I can't even comprehend. I feel like it's basically impossible. Like, I wouldn't be able to speak because everything I say is like something I thought and made into like words, and that's technically a form of art.
Life without art would be boring, dull, black and white.
Art brings color to the world, which, yes, I know that's kind of cliche to say, but it's true.
I don't think that people would be able to cope as well as they could, and for a lot of people without art, it probably, wouldn't be that happy of a life.
We wouldn't have makeup, houses, wouldn't have painted walls, we wouldn't have graphic design on billboards. It'd be a very, very boring place. There's art everywhere.
It's very cliche, but be bland just because it takes the uniqueness out of a lot of expressions or messages that are being conveyed from person to person. Art makes the world full of color.
So I'm having trouble picturing what it would be like. I don't think humanity would be anything without art, honestly. I think that a world without art would be a world without humans. Art is important. That's what I have to say. Thanks for listening.